So today we're going to take a look at kind of a different aspect of gaming that I normally cover. This is actually courtesy of Longtail Games. They did a Kickstarter for a card game called Tiny Library. Now this is what they sent me. Tiny Tomb or Tiny Tomb. Tiny Tomb is a book of 50 single-page RPGs from dozens of different creators. And in this book, it has a preview of what the card game would look like. Now, I sent this thinking this was all I was going to get. And I was going to cover this. But shortly after, I want to say maybe a couple weeks after, I actually got sent this. This is the final product. This is the Tiny Library. This is the full card game. It's got all 50 cards. I picked a couple of them to go over in this review. So I'll leave a link to purchase the game. I'm presuming it's still purchasable at this point. It's been a while since I've gotten these. Things have been crazy. I've already talked to the guys behind it. They're totally understanding, so I appreciate that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of flip through this book and then take a closer look at the actual card game. Okay, so here's the book, and it's kind of previews the different cards you're going to get. I love how large the print is because the cards themselves are kind of small, but pretty cool. Pretty cool little printed concept book of how the cards are going to look when they're finally produced. So pretty neat. Okay, I'm going to set that aside right there. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the actual card game here. I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit here. Okay. Alright, so here's the actual card game. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to pull these out. Okay, so you've got two sides of cards. I'm going to pull this out here. Okay, so you have two sets of cards here. You got tons of different games. So here you've got Who Came Through the Wormhole. You've got games like Oraheim. You've got, this one looks kind of cool, Ladybug of the Queen's Guard. No, sorry, Ladybug. Okay, then we've got Disillusion. Again, these are all individual games. Peril and Risk. Some of them are card-based, some of them are dice-based, some of them are just speech-based. So kind of cool. Whaleship Essex. You've got Tidy Ink. Some of it's kind of funny. You've got Free Traders. You've got Several Days of Signs. It's kind of cool. And then you've got the Farm Card. Business Card Bookmark Character Generator. This is kind of cool. If this book were a player character, build a character based on this tomb. Fill in the blanks, cross out what you don't want. If you're like me, business cards have a habit of becoming bookmarks. Integrate that with your love of RPGs by making a character out of this book. Use this card for inspiration the next time you want to build a new PC. May also apply to individual characters instead of the overall book. It's kind of cool. And then you got other stuff in here on the other side. I mean, you've got Decks of Doom, RPG Resolution Rule. What Lurks in the Dark, another business card game. You've got, looks like Now We Raid. This is interesting. This is, I forget what the name of this one is. It doesn't have an actual name on it. But it's pretty cool. Now let's get into the actual games that I wanted to cover specifically for this video. I'm going to always put these away. Okay, So inside of this instruction, this little instruction pamphlet, I've gotten some cards that I wanted to highlight in this video. I've got quite a few here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to go through, let's go through about half of them here. Okay, so first one I look at, if I need it to focus, is magpies. Actually, that's not one of them. This one, this one is. This one's kind of cool. So the Traveler's Tale adventure card. So you fill in the name, fill in the traits, personality, career, feature. So if they have a scar or monster's knick-knack. Draw what your character looked like in their prime. On the back, you're a retired band of adventurers reminiscing around the campfire on one last journey. Take turns as the narrator, telling a story of your youthful heroics. When your chapter arrives, tie it into the bigger narrative, but tell it as your character would. Anytime another player can introduce an obstacle, narrate yourself confronting the problem, then roll a die if you prevail. I've got some dice here. So you can roll a 1 or 2. You'll fail spectacularly. Someone narrates an additional complication. Roll a 3 or 4. You succeed, but somebody narrates a new complication. 5 or 6, you succeed with style. At the end of your chapter, you can automatically succeed without rolling. The role of narrator then switches to another player of your choice. Oh. Not sure what's going on there. There we go. Okay. So that's kind of neat. Oh, dropped it there. Okay, there we go. Put that back. Okay. Acrostic, a tiny character creation game by Megan Cross. To play Acrostic, all you need is the desire to create a character and their name. If you don't know their name yet, you can play using your name. If your character's name has multiples of the same letter, you can choose to either substitute another prompt for the duplicate letter or simply answer one fewer prompt. Using the prompt list, answer the prompt associated with each letter of your character's name to create their backstory. Okay. I see. Okay. So, wait. Okay, so for instance, let's go with the name Anne. So, Anne, alias, do you have an alias? If yes, what is it? How did you get it? No. And we're going to N. And what does your name mean? And if any significant does not, no. No, entertainment. What was your that's kind of cool. All right. That's kind of neat. Okay, and then we've got welcome to Nera Dowells Guild Initiate. This is kind of an interesting one. This card is your entry to the Nera Dowells Guild. In order to ascend in status and rank, recruit new members by giving them a card like this one. When you've successfully given or left a card for another future initiate, fill in a circle. When you meet another guild member, identify yourself with the gesture or depiction of the circle drawn on the palm. Both members then exchange a small curio or babble from their pockets. If both guild members complete the interaction, both members may fill in a star. When your stars and circles are full, you've risen to the rank of Nera Dowell. That's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. So you can make copies of this card and hand them out to your friends if you wanted, or strangers on the street. That's kind of cool. Kind of neat. Okay, and we've got the Sphinx of Amalan. The person who's given you this card is the Great Sphinx of Amalan. You are a character in whatever RPG campaign you have lately been playing. If you wish, greet them. O Sphinx of Amalan, do you have a moment to hear my plight? If they say no, leave them be, else your character perishes. If they say yes, they will tell you of a strange and ornate dream space within which you have crossed paths. Tell them your name, specialty, and aura, and nothing more. The Sphinx time is precious. Tell them in one sentence the problem that ails you. They will give you an item or piece of advice they believe will be helpful. You may not understand its usefulness, nevertheless, thank them. The next time you roll in service of solving this problem, take advantage of if you use their gift or advice. If your GM takes umbrage with this, pay them no heed. Tell them to take it up with the Sphinx of Amalan. Keep this card to give to some other traveler, so that you may become the great Sphinx of Amalan. Now, that's kind of cool. Okay, and we got this one here. I'm not your friend. In fact, I am Tilda Swinton, portraying your friend. You may praise my work, ask me for a hug, ask me for a selfie, and post it in a line with the hashtag I am Tilda Swinton. I might say no to some of these. You may keep this card or hand it to others. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at... let's see here. This one's kind of cool. Drink up. You might not realize it, but that drink in front of you is special. It could have any sort of effect on you, but won't you know what it'll do until you take your first drink? So drink up. Roll 1d6. Oh, come on. In secret, if drinking with others, choose one of the two possible effects on the back of this card, and then, okay, drinking alone, this drink's effects last for 1 hour from the most recent time you drank it. Feel free to bottle and save special ones for when you need them most. Alright, so if I go ahead and roll a die, so I have 5. So I have 5, okay. So let's see what 5 says. Come on. 5. Musical number. You must sing or dance whenever you speak. Making up silly songs is best. You're no longer nervous or shy or concerned by anything. That's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. Okay. Oh, and they got this one. This one's kind of cool. Throw this card in the air. Follow the arrow as far as you can. Repeat. And invent your own game with it. That's kind of funny. Okay, and then you've got games like this. This is pretty cool. So, Itsy Bitsy Spider. You are an itsy bitsy spider climbing up the water spout. Your height starts at 1. Roll 1d6. If your die, let's see, if 1 or greater your height, the sun. If 1 or greater your height, the sun is out, +1. If your die is, okay. So if your dice equals your height, the sum is what? Hang on a second. It's hard to read in the camera. Your height starts at 1. Roll 1d6. If your dice is greater than 1, your height. Let me just take a look here. Alright, so 5. Okay, so the sun is out. So my height starts at 1, the sun's out, because I got a 5. Alright, so +1. So it's now 2. If the die is greater than your height, the rain washes you away, -2. I see. Okay, I see how it goes. Okay. So roll 1d6. Okay, so if it's greater than 1, +1. Okay, so that'd be, okay, so that would be 2 so far. Okay. Okay, so 2. All right. 5 again. Okay, so now my height is 3. Okay, my height's now 4. So now I need a 5 or higher. This is going to get hard. Okay, so So the die is not greater but equal to my height, so actually now it's 5. So I need to get a 5 or higher at this point in order to win. 3. I washed away. It's kind of cool. Alright. And then, oh, this is kind of cool. I like this one too. Okay. When someone introduces themselves, say, "Hi, name, I am Dad." While they are confused, roll 1d6. I'm going to roll d6. So we got a 2. Ask if they've drunk enough water today and point them to the nearest source. 6. Say, "I want to be just like you when I grow up." It's kind of cool. Kind of funny. Okay. This is kind of cool. Tiniest wizard. Draw a wizard in the space above. This is you. You're tiny and cute. It's okay to be cute. You do magic. Stick this card into a dictionary or book and write down the word either above or below this card on your spell list. Do this twice. So if I wanted to, say, use this book. Okay, so I'm going to go with deck. And I'm going to go with Violent Clash. Or wait, is it one word or two? Let's do Clash. So deck and Clash. Okay. Mark a star to use a spell. Erase the marks when you rest. Why did you become a wizard? 1 to 3 words. I don't know. Recklessly fling the card. Where it lands is where you start. You are tiny. Navigating across a room is a journey. As you journey, look at what would be obstacles for your tiny wizard self. The carpet could be a jungle. A fan could be a hurricane. Pets could be behemoths. Imagine, find, or draw more obstacles on your or another's journey. Big bugs, tiny dragons, room guardians, traps, puzzles, etc. If you're going on one of the following adventures, get the artifact. Pick up something small and mundane. Explain its magic and significance. Hide it. Journey to find it. Face the monster. A huge monster, maybe even the size of a mouse, is terrorizing the region. Imagine, find, or draw the monster and give it a lair. Journey to confront it. Find someone special. Make and fling a second tiniest wizard alone or with someone special. Journey to come together. That's kind of cool. I like that. A lot of these games tend to promote like just. No, they're just fun. I'll just say that they're just fun. Wall of Dungeons. This one's pretty cool. Create the dungeons by rolling a handful of d6s and assemble based on results. So a handful of d6s here. Okay, for each die, add its value to all neighboring dice. Determine its room. Okay, so here we got. Okay, so we got 6, 6, 5, 4, and 1. Okay. So, 1 is a dead end. We're not many 2s. We have a 4, which is a crossroads. So, can touch up to 4 dice. We're going to put that there. We got a 5, which is a tower. Okay, we can't. Okay, so and we have 6, which is a hall. Okay, so must touch at least 2 dice, so I'll have to do it this way. So tower, there. That should work, right? Oh, yeah, okay, that'll work. So we got the dead end, the crossroads, the hallway, and the tower. For each die, add its value to all neighboring dice to determine it's a room. Halls and towers are single rooms with all their dice summed. So that's a single room. Okay, so for each die, add its value to all neighboring dice to determine that's a room. Halls and towers. Okay, so single room. And then we've got the crossroads. And then we've got the one which is dead end. So really all we have is a jail. Place an entrance where it makes sense. So put on the dead end, I guess. Okay, for extra detail, modify each room based on highest or lowest neighboring die. Okay, so this is an ornate jail. Okay, yeah, so it's an ornate jail. Roll an encounter on each room. So one. So I'm gonna actually have to. I'll just use the dead end. Why not? Actually, no. I'll use some of the hallway dice. So go ahead and put this back. So I'll roll a hallway die. 2. Obstacle, passive harm. 4. Nothing. I'm on my respite. Tower. Roll an encounter for each floor, then order them from lowest to highest. Roll an encounter for each die in the hall and combine them. So it's kind of cool. Kind of a neat game there. A lot of these games are actually pretty cool, honestly. And to think there's 50 different people that came up with this with these games. A room out of pocket. Describe your ideal pocket-sized room in one word. Small. Roll a 6-sided die to add something to it. Invite someone along to make suggestions and help you with decorating if you'd like. Okay, so we've got a 3. An ornament. Okay, oh, come on. Can we not? There we go. What? Oh, okay. So I'm gonna roll again. 3, an ornament. Okay. A 6. We've got a treasured item. And you can draw the room on the back. Oh, sorry, you can you can write a inventory list of the room on the back. It's kind of cool. I got 3 more I want to take a look at. It's actually getting pretty long, but okay. In the stars tonight. Lie on your back outside and look at the stars for 5 minutes. On the card back, draw the star positions you see when you look directly upward. Tomorrow, recall how you felt last night gazing at the stars. Draw a pattern or image using last night's star positions. Tuck the card away where you might forget it. It's kind of cool. To catch a killer. Start. Set up the tumbling tower blocks and roll 2d20. Keeping the highest result. I don't have a d20, but that's kind of cool. If the card is okay, so it uses dice and head deck cards. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's kind of neat. And then the last one I want to check out here, I think it's the last one. Yeah, the last one is the Lion's Court. A tiny role-playing game for 3 to 6 conniving critters. Pick a character from the cover image. In order, answer one of the following. Why are you here? Who owes you? Why? What secret does the defendant know? Repeat 2 until each player has answered 2 questions for their character. The trial. Roll 2d6 dice and use 1. To ask a question, provide an alibi, make crowd gasp, reveal a secret, provide a clue, make an accusation. Above should be directed at another player. Pass them the unused die. They may use it to respond or to increase the sentence tally. They now re-roll and turn the attention to someone other than the previous player. Continue until someone confesses and begs for mercy. I really love the artwork on this. Alrighty, so that was a look at Tiny Library number 1, courtesy of Longtail Games. I highly would suggest checking this card game out. That's just a small taste of what this has to offer. Lots of great games, lots of variety, lots of imagination. A great game for parties, get-togethers, what have you, family game night. It's definitely a great set of games here. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. And as always, till next time, take care and happy gaming.